Okay, hey everybody, welcome to Friday, November 6th, Power Hour. We're going to start tonight A to Z commenting like we always do. So go ahead and get started if you know how to do it and all that stuff. I'm going to shut my door back here. And okay, so for those that don't know how to do it or that are new to Power Hour, my redneck neighbors out here. We when we come, we try to bring you want to have a computer, an iPad to watch Zoom on, and we want to work on our phone. Thank you. The reason we want to work on our phone is because we're going to go through the iPad, the Facebook app, and that allows us. Who's the best? Thank you.
Anytime.
I don't believe you.
Wait a minute.
And that allows us to find the names in alphabetic order of our friends list. So that's why we do that. The rest of the stuff, but A to Z commenting, it's important to go through the app. So what you would do is you go into the Facebook app right there, and then you're going to click on your picture, the top right. And then you see how it brings your picture up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down. To where it says, see all friends. I don't know if you can see that, but. And it's that looks like grade bar right there. So we're going to see all friends. And you can see that they're in alphabetic order. So then what we do is we're scrolling to where we left off. So what we are doing when we A to Z comment is we are systematically going through every single individual in our friends list, and we are exchanging energy. We're encouraging. We're just being. I don't know. We're just being we're interacting with them quickly. We're going through so what we're trying to accomplish here is when we do this is so then we're going to scroll down wherever we left off. I'll talk about that in a minute. But so say you left, I'm going to scroll down because I always use the same couple of examples. So let's go. Say I'm an Andy Gunderson. See right there. So what I would do with Andy is I would touch on his picture and then touch on their profile picture and just type, you guys look great. So I commented on there, you guys look great. Then I also like that you see the blue like there. Let's see if I can see it. See the little like. So when I like it, it turns blue. And what that does is it allows me to know that I've already liked that I've already commented on it. So when I come back, so I'm going to exit out of there. So you exit out, and that's Andy's profile picture, and there's a cover photo. So then you just swipe it, and you go back to you would go back to the next person. But what I want to show you is that so when you're on there, now my camera angle changed on me. When we're doing A to Z commenting, the only the first couple times through, the first time we're going through, we're going to comment on their profile picture, which is this round one. Okay, and I see how it's blue. That means I've already commented on it. Maybe if it'll come back, see the blue like is already blue, so that means I've already commented on it. Well, the next time I come through, not cooperating. I'm struggling. I'm going to cover on comment. So all the way through my A to Z, I'm going to. I've gone through all of it, and then I get back to Andy, and if his profile has not changed, and I click on it, I see that I've already liked it. So then I'm going to do the cover photo next, which is the one behind it. And I've already actually commented on this one. You see the like? That means I've already commented on it. Actually, I have not. So what we're doing with this A to Z commenting is we're either commenting on the profile or the cover photo. That's it. So then once we close that, then we're going to close it and go back, and we would go to then we would go to Andy Marshall. There we go. Oh, I'm back to Andy again. Struggling, my fingers. It's the wrong Andy. All right, I'm just going to click on him, see it for the purposes. So now there's Andy Marshall. And so the cover photos in back and the profile picture. So I'm going to on the profile pic, and I'm just going to great pic. I liked it. So you see the blue like there. Then I go out, swipe, and I would go to the next one. So, and then we're just systematically going through. So that's what we're doing right now. We're systematically going through and commenting. So when we do A to Z comments, so if you're not new, or well, if you're new and you're just starting to do this, when we're done, we got to know where we left off, right? So, as we begin to grow, work our social media and increase our friends, we're going to have more and more friends. So it's important to remember where we left off. So that's the key, is just knowing where we left off. So what I like to do is I like to screenshot it. A lot of people will put it in their notes or something. I'm not exactly sure. But whatever works best for you, it doesn't matter. It's just whatever works best for you. So just keep in mind. I would encourage you not to try to rely on your memory. I feel like, I don't know, just sometimes it lets us down. So I would just take a screenshot and put it in your photos or in your notes. So right now we are A to Z commenting. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to come off mute and ask away. If you have any questions about A to Z commenting or social media or anything like that.
Ron,
Yeah.
what were the times per week? Like if we do power hours 3 times a week, that'll get us to senior coach. And what were those?
Well, they're on that call, but I have them written down here.
Okay.
Senior coach, you want to be on. So based on the training the other night, we would, if you want to go to senior coach, and this is all dependent on where you're at right now. So obviously, if you're already a senior coach, that's not going to apply to you. You're going to look to ED, but and you know, and in the it all goes back to within the next 90 days. So these are the power hour, the amount of power hours you want to be on to grow to these ranks. Now, keep in mind, I mean, we know ranks is not the end all be all. It's not about rank. Well, what the ranks signifies is the amount of lives we're impacting. And so the more we grow, the more lives we impact. So I mean, I feel like that's what a lot of us are here for, right? So I mean, yeah, we appreciate the money, but that's not why most of us do this. So that was a long intro to say, yeah, I can get to talking a lot every now and again. But senior coach, if you want to get to senior coach, you want to be on 2 to 3 power hours per week. That's recorded or live. To get to the rank of ED, 5 to 7 power hours per week. Again, live or recorded. And then to FIBC, 7 to 14 a week. And then global, 14 to 28 per week. So, you can kind of do the math. FIBC, you want to do 2 a day on average. So say one day you can't do 2, then you would want to try and fit 3 in two other days. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So these are per Gina on the training the other night. And, I mean, it's clearly obvious, we've been doing this for a while. Gina's been doing it for a while as far as posting these power hours, and what we can see and what she sees clearly in her business is a lot bigger than any of us, but is the fact that these power hours are having impact on people's business and thereby in people's lives, right? The more people we reach, the more people that reach out to us seeking health, and the more lives we can impact through their health, whether that be healthy finances, healthy mind, healthy body. Those are lives impacted. So it matters. And so if you want to grow to a specific rank, it's 90 days. It's going to take 90 days. The stuff we're doing now is 90 days. We're going to see the result. Now I'm trying to find the slideshows and print them off. I may end up just having to go back and watch the video again and just kind of like screenshot it and then print that off, which is I'm not opposed to that. It's just finding a slideshow would be a little bit easier. Is there any questions?
I think
Go ahead.
I think I screenshotted all of it.
You did?
Let me look through my phone. I know I screenshotted a lot of it.
Okay. If you did,
So,
if you wouldn't mind sharing with me, Allison, I appreciate that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay. Like mostly I'm looking for the income, the amount, number of times or whatever you got, just if you don't mind, just put it in your our thread.
I think I saw it on Eccles.org today too.
Did you? Okay. I asked Gina before yesterday or the day before, but I hadn't got any.
Yeah, I think I saw it on there today. So you might want to check there too. I'll look through my phone though. I'm pretty sure I have it.
Well, if it's on here, I'm going to look through there right now while we're doing this, because I really want to get my hands on that, because it's good information and we can share it if it's through us. If I can get her slideshow, that'd be even better. Has everyone got registered for the summit on the 21st? Or not summit, what's it called? I forget.
It's called the Virtual Coaching Summit.
Gotcha. Thank you, Nancy.
Mhm. Oh, and I'm registered.
Sweet. Yeah, and I mean, register, even if you can't get on there live for all of it, because it's going to be recorded. So whatever we can't catch live, we can catch the recordings of. And it's free, so a lot of times the stuff isn't free, but this one is. Now, sometimes we go through here and we'll find we've already commented, maybe somebody hasn't changed their profile picture for a while in their cover photo, or there isn't one. So what we would do in that case would be, I'm just going to use this as an example. So say I've already commented on one and there wasn't a cover photo. So what you would do next would be go to photos. So, okay, so I'm going to use Allie as an example. So I would scroll down to her photos. And then I would just find one, maybe with a lot of people, like that one there. And I would just, great pick. So if we're going through and we find that, so great pick, and I liked it. You see the little like down there in the bottom. That tells me I've already commented. So next time I come through here, I know that I've already commented on Allie's stuff or on that particular picture of Allie. So if her profile picture hasn't changed and she hasn't added a cover photo, then I would do that. And that's kind of what we're looking for. Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording. We're gonna do, today's Friday, so we're gonna do some follow-up. So if you have your, when we take this little break, go get your follow-up stuff. So what we're looking for is health assessments that you've done. So those would be where we would start. So if if you've been coaching for a little bit, you probably have quite a few. So we're going to start there when we come back. So grab those health assessments. And so the other thing I would say would be, now would be a good time to screenshot or put in your notes the last person you just A to Z commented on, because we're not going to be doing that when we get back. So, all righty, I'll be back in a minute. I've been talking for a lot, and I just realized I had my I had my volume. Thank you, Scott. I've been talking for a while now. Scott's over here waving at me. So anyway, whoopsie.
You should have let him keep going, Scott.
Right? Yeah.
We heard every word you said, dude. Just keep going.
So anyway, all right. So we're gonna do follow-up Friday. So what we're gonna do the rest of the time is do follow-up. So if you don't have a lot of follow-up, take the health assessments you do have and work with them. And I'll explain what that means here in a second. But for those of you that may not have a lot, then after we're done with that, we're going to scrub the timeline. So just that's what we're going to do. So when I say follow-up, so here's what that looks like. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to we're going to go to find one of our health assessments. I use these. If you don't have a lot, and what we're not doing is going to their Facebook and saying, "You ready yet? You ready yet? You ready yet?" We're not doing that. That's just tacky and turns people off, and it's salesy and all the reasons. So what we are doing though is this person here. So we're going to go to their. So what we're going to do is we're going to search them, and we're going to go to their wall. But I'm not going to comment on the profile picture or the cover photo, because we reserve those for A to Z commenting. So what we are going to do is scroll down and find some photos and all we're doing to do is comment on the photos. So like this one, I'm literally just going to put great pic. You guys look great picture. And we're just kind of spreading love. We're staying in relationship. We're spreading love. We're exchanging energy, but we're not trying to like make it weird, awkward, and uncomfortable and salesy. So that's essentially what we're doing. And we're going to, we're going to work through that with these, with all of our health assessments, the ones that are not yes, as we call them. And also, I mean, you could also, I hesitate to say this because I don't want to get, want us to kind of suck down the rabbit hole, but we could also, you know, kind of quickly scroll down and find a recent post that's, you know, quickly. I would only scroll back a day or two, but and then if you find something like I thought this was funny. This is what happens when you leave trash in my house. Like it's just down a little bit. It's got a Pittsburgh Steelers um, chair in his burn barrel in his driveway. I thought that was kind of funny. So something like that, you know, LOL, or I literally laughed out loud or whatever. I mean, but I wouldn't scroll. Again, you can get lost scrolling across down their wall. So I would caution you on that. But you could also do that during this, you know, during the staying in relationship with them, you know, while we're doing the follow up Friday. And I mentioned scrubbing the timeline. And so I'll talk about that a little bit. I mean, for the rest of those that are, just go ahead and keep on working on your follow up. So the scrubbing the timeline thing is we're going to go to our own. So say we did a follow up, we didn't have a lot of health assessments. We're going to go through the Facebook app. You can do it on the computer too. I'm going to do it on my phone for now. It's actually easier to do on the computer. And then we're going to start scrolling down to on our wall. So the stuff that I'm looking for that I kind of gravitate toward are the posts that I post that people are looking to get healthy, either the recipes usually or the side by sides or the before and afters, whatever you want to call them, that I post that are not that I post each night at, you know, around 8 o'clock. No, you know, we have clients and stuff that we all have those that are going to tag us. Those are not necessarily what I'm talking about. So anyway, what we're going to do with those is, all right. So if, say for example, this couple here I posted last night. So I'm going to comment. I'm going to go find the people that commented, and these 3 people, and I'm just going to go to their wall and comment on a picture or something like that of theirs. Because and I'm gravitating toward this because it's a before and after post that I posted. So these people are kind of focusing on health when they look at the posts I make. So that's why I'm going to do that. And then you just swipe back and then you would go to the next one. And then the recipes are fun. And also, so anything that I may have that you would have posted, or like our Be Thankful post about, you know, down X amount of weight, those posts too, I would definitely scrub those as well, because you know, those are the ones about us. So I just wanted to touch on that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. But we're really just doing follow up Friday mostly right now. That's why I just want to touch on that, because some people may not have a lot of follow up yet.
So funny story real quick.
Okay.
I went in my bedroom to do the Zoom because my all the kids are here. And I'm walking in here and my daughter, my youngest daughter comes up to me and she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going to do a Zoom." She said, "When you guys start dancing, can you come back out here?" I was like, "Maybe we're not dancing this evening." She's so sad.
Oh, that's hilarious. So she already knows from the 1 o'clock ones that
Yep.
that's awesome. And you see a lot of people with their kids on there. Like it's and their dogs for that matter. Sometimes we dance with our dogs.
Well, if we tried to get Rob to Zoom during these Zooms very early, we tried to get him to dance, but he would have no part of that. So just so you know, we all tried
Right.
unsuccessfully.
Yeah. You did. I give you that. I mean, I can dance, but there's not much rhythm there.
Look, I can pay $1,000 a month for a car payment if I want to, but I don't want to.
Right.
No, I just think it's funny. Every day they're out. At 1 o'clock, I'm like, "Okay, you guys, between classes, you guys need to shake it off a little bit. So when this happens, you guys come dance with me." So as soon as they hear the music, they're like, "Oh, is it 1:20?" I'm like, "Come on out, guys, come on."
That's
So I've
awesome.
danced in the living room a couple times. Yeah.
That's fun. So do you dance, Allison? Obviously you do, or the kids wouldn't be doing it, right?
Hell no, I don't dance, but I get up with them and move.
I don't. That's funny.
My husband is a dancer in the family.
Not you, huh?
Nah, not even a little.
I think it skipped a generation in our family. How about that, Mom?
What are you doing, lady? No,
I don't know about that. I tried to teach you everything I knew.
That's why I'm pretty sure it skipped a generation.
You know, it's sad. I went through all my health assessments from the beginning a couple weeks ago, and a couple of the people that weren't ready had passed away already. I'm like, oh my gosh, what could that have been changed if they had made the right decision? You never know, of course, but that was,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
no. Too much money or whatever. I had it written on there what their reason was, but for both of them.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, what is your health worth, right?
Right, right.
when I first started, I talked to my husband about it, and it's a lot of money, you know, especially like when you don't have a lot of money. And when I first approached him about the idea, hey, how about this? I was like, you know, it's expensive. And he's like, no, funerals are expensive. This is manageable. So that kind of put things into perspective. I was like, you know what? You're right, honey.
That's awesome. I mean, that level amount of support is amazing.
Amazing.
Okay, so I went back and found, I went ahead and got these slides. Or I mean, I took pictures of everything. I couldn't find the slideshow, but there was only 5 slides. So yeah, it was, I'm going to go over, say it again, just because. So what's possible over the next 90 days? I'm just going to kind of read this. Go ahead and keep working, but I'm going to read it so that, these are some of the things that we talked about. And I'm going to guess that everyone on here has watched the video, but it doesn't hurt to hear it again. So the biggest question is, are you branding? That's a key for the consistency, because if you're doing all these power hours and nobody knows what you do, like, you're kind of wasting your time. If I'm like, I don't mean to like be in your face, but that's the truth. Because what happens then is when they come to check out what you're about, because you know we've exchanged energy. We're starting to create a relationship on social media. When they come to check your your wall out or whatever, they don't know what you do. Like you can't tell because you don't brand. So branding is, I would suggest, number one as far as consistency over time. So make sure you're branding. The next question, that it was on this particular slide is, are you participating in your weekly training? And so that for us, for our Eccles org, is the Tuesday nights from 9 to 9:30 is going to be the client portion, and 9:30 to 10 is going to be the coach portion. So are you participating? And it doesn't have to be necessarily live. I would encourage you to be on live if you can. But if you're catching a recording, then that's fine. That just get in it, like immerse yourself in the coaching piece, and what we like to say, Nikki and I, is participate in your own development. I mean, how bad do you want it? How much time are you willing to put in? I know we have kind of a limited amount of time, many of us. When Nikki and I were starting out, we were figuring it out, man. We were just trying to put it where we could in our day, because we're both working full-time jobs. We had, I had another business, getting up at 2:00 in the morning. The point is you, when you want it bad enough, you'll figure out how you're going to do it. And that's what we did. And we did some of the trainings we had to do, the recordings. So a lot of them we could do live. But when you want to do it, you'll figure out how. So I'm just encouraging you being each of us, all of us, get on the weekly trainings. If we got to watch the recordings, let's watch the recordings. And then the third question was, how many power hours are you participating in? And So if your goal is to be senior coach, which is again, I'm going to say this, maybe I should not, I'm not going to get into the income because I'm not going to put the income disclosure on here. But if you want to reach senior coach, you can find, I'll put the slides out, but you can find them. If you want to reach senior coach, you need to be doing, I think I talked about it earlier. I want to say it again though, 2 to 3 power hours per week. If you want to reach senior coach, I would encourage you to do more. That's just my opinion. If you want to reach executive director, 5 to 7 power hours in a week. FIBC, 7 to 14 per week, and then global and above, 14 to 28 a week. What I find interesting is when we do these live, when we do the trainings, when we do these things, I always see the leadership on these calls. Whether they're leading it or not, they're on it. And I feel like that. And when I say the leadership, I'm talking about like, the really, those that know who some of these people are. I mean, they are the leadership within Eccles.org, not Adam and Gina, because obviously they're on there. Many times they're hosting it, but the people that are just, kind of below them a little bit, that are integrated presidential directors, that are integrated global, like all these people that have been around a while, the fact that they're actually on here, on these calls, on these power hours, on the Tuesday night trainings, I don't feel like that's not an accident. They're on there. And so what I figure we need to do is, I guess, if you're the smartest person in the room, find a different room, right? So we need to try to emulate, seriously, like what are you going to gain if you're the smartest person in the room? Other than maybe ego, you're feeding your ego, right? So what I feel like we need to do is do what our leadership does. And they're on these calls and they're doing these things, they're participating. They might already know all this information, but they're on there, they're in it, they're allowing their teams to see them participating. I don't feel like any of that's an accident. I feel like it's very intentional. And that's what we try to emulate as much as we can, is try to be like them if we can. I mean, that's kind of bottom line. I'm kind of chatty tonight.
Good stuff. Good preaching.
Right. Bring it, preacher hand.
Yeah. That's-
Opt the church.
What's that?
Opt the church.
Yeah. And something else that, if you have a lot of follow-up, if you have a lot of health assessments, something that you could do, Scott, we've talked about it before, but like if you're just watching maybe some football on Saturday, or maybe you don't, I don't know. But if you can do some of this, if you choose, like say you wanted to just like sit down and watch a movie, you could do like this follow-up Friday stuff on Saturday. If you're watching, football, I literally do that. I know, Scott, you do too sometimes on Saturdays. When we're watching games, we just Howard Folder laying beside us. And like, that's just part of our early afternoons on Saturday, is doing follow-up that we didn't get done on Friday.
If you look at my calendar, you always say our calendar is our boss. My Saturday calendar from noon to 3, because Ohio State typically plays at noon. Noon to 3, my calendar says social media, and that's what I do when I watch the noon game. Is I spend 3 hours looking up at the TV, looking back at my phone, scrubbing my timeline, going through my follow-up Friday that I didn't get through on Friday, going through former clients, current clients, just being active, being engaged in social media.
It's a good time to do it. I mean, the games, there's a lot of commercials. There's, I'm going to watch football. I mean, but we've cut a lot of TV out, like over the last couple of years. Like it just doesn't serve us. But I'm going to watch football. Like I just know I am. So those are just, and that's some I enjoy it. I mean, I'm not going to apologize for it. I enjoy that, though we've cut out a lot of other TV because it is a waste of time, in my opinion. For me, it is anyway. I can only speak for myself. I'm not judging anyone else. But the point is, I am going to watch some football, and if I'm going to do that, I can also during commercials or the laws or whatever you want, whatever. There are many of times when we can work social media in between the big plays, right? And even then, they replay them, right? So if you just happen to glance down, it's not that big a deal.
Yep.
Our house is football 24/7.
Yeah, I
If
know.
we're not watching it, we're listening to commentators talk about football.
Yeah,
It's all day, every day.
I do love football. I mean, I do.
There's really only 2 seasons in my book. There's football season and there's not waiting for football season.
Right, leading up to football season. Right.
There's wrestling season too.
What kind of wrestling? High school?
Yeah, well, high school, college, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I respect that. It's hard to watch on TV though.
Well, we watched a lot of it because my daughter wrestled for her high school, and so we would watch OSU play a lot just so that she could kind of,
Oh, okay.
learn
Yeah.
with some other people.
Got you.
We're empty nesters, that's like Rob and Nick. So if it's doesn't really have other ramifications, right? Like you're not teaching anybody anymore. It's just whatever's on for entertainment on that. I used to like watching Big Ten Network, but I can't get it all the way down here now.
Yeah, especially with the wrestling too, like that. Yeah, I mean they always play, and Big Ten's got a good wrestling program.
Mm-hmm.
We could definitely get on track here, but well, like our
We've
son
got
wrestled, and so it was a lot of so we did watch it a lot. They even put some high school stuff out there too. So go ahead, Allison. Sorry.
We have 8 kids. We've always got somebody in a sport year round.
Oh yeah, with that many kids for sure. Wow, thanks. Oh, somebody's always playing. Yeah, I like that though. I like being busy. I actually miss it when both of our kids graduate and stop playing sports.
My daughter severed her ACL and tore her meniscus last season. So this year instead of
Oh, I think my internet's going. My internet's going out. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, she slowed down.
Okay, I wasn't sure it was mine because sometimes ours is like, All right, so all right, so keep working on your follow-up. If you can't work tonight, then if you get some chance over the weekend, I would encourage you to kind of work through your folder or whatever you keep them in, and then Everyone have an awesome weekend, and we will